guys, it's Hannah. It's been a long time, but this is like my first like sit down video in a very long time, which is so exciting. I just reorganized my bookshelves yesterday. Look how beautiful they look. I'm very excited. And today I have a like spooky reads recommendation video for you. All right, everyone meet Milo. Oh, hello. Look at him. Just looks like a, he looks like a fur ball. He's such a little love bug. So I used to do really like themed videos a lot and like themed posts and everything on like Bookstagram. I've been really missing out this year, so I've been wanting to make this video of like spooky recommendations for you to read this October, which it's already October, so I'm a little late with that, but you can still continue this on throughout the whole autumn season because these books just give those vibes. So let's get into it. First up is a book that I just finished last night, and that is The Grimrose Girls. So this book is basically kind of like a fantasy retelling. It's about these girls who go to this like very prestigious academy that like only the rich people can afford. Princesses, princes, that vibe, like very, very rich people. So there's these group of 4 girls and one of them gets murdered. Well, actually the police knock it off as suicide, but her friends do not believe that that is the truth at all. Then they start uncovering things and realizing that not everything is as it seems. Everything that's going on at their academy has happened before. A lot of these deaths follow a like specific fairy tale storyline. So you have some characters that really relate to previous princes and princes like Cinderella and Aurora and Snow White and Ariel and all of that. Really enjoyed this. I finished it last night. And this is like one of the faster books that I've read in a while. You know anything about me? I have not been reading a whole lot lately, but that's okay. It's a duology, so you can read them both back to back. I have the next one coming in the mail because my Barnes & Noble didn't have it, which is so sad. But I really enjoyed this, and it would be a really fun and quick read for you guys and duology to complete. It also kind of freaked me out last night. I was reading it very late at night, and it kind of freaked me out because I was finishing it towards the end. If you know anything about me, I don't do horror. I can't do like body gore. I hate horror. So I don't watch horror movies ever. I don't like them. I'll watch like paranormal stuff. Give me freaking Ghost Files with Shane and Ryan. Down. I can't do like the horror genre. Anyways, stop! Wait, my bed's a mess right now, but are you kidding me? Look at him. Next, let's just keep going with some of the fairy tale retellings. Next up is The Hazelwood, and this is by Melissa Albert. I have not read this in a long time, but I believe it's also a duology. I know there's definitely more than just this book, but I have only read this one and I really enjoyed it. So this is about this girl named Alice, and her grandmother is like this writer of fairy tales. All of a sudden her grandmother dies, and then her mother goes missing, and her mom has kind of like kept her on the road her entire life, like not staying in one place like for too long, and Alice is starting to realize why when she goes back to the Hazelwood Manor. So quite literally the only message that she has is do not go to the Hazelwood. Just kept up pace and was really gripping. I've only read this first one, so I can't really say much about the other ones, but I really enjoyed this. It's definitely a very spooky retelling and pretty creepy. But moving on to more fantasy-esque, we have This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab. I also have another one of her books in here that I think really fits this season. Some of these books I posted on Instagram already, so go follow me over there at freeinfiction, same as this. So you'll be seeing some of these again, but there's some new ones added into the mix as well. This Savage Song is just full of monsters and morally gray characters. So you follow this human named Kate and this monster named August, and their city is completely divided between humans and monsters. It's very heavy on the politics, and you really have some really morally gray characters in your midst. I really loved Kate, but she definitely did some things that I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this, I guess. It's also a duology, and the second book broke me. It's Our Dark Duet. I loved it. And you kind of go into this thinking that it's going to be a love story, but it's not at all, which is very refreshing and not what I was expecting when I picked this up. I fully thought that this was gonna be like human falls in love with a monster, like whatever, but it's really not about that. It's really about them uniting and trying to fix what has happened in their world. And so it's very politics heavy, very interesting government, and I really enjoyed this. Plus it's V.E. Schwab, so like her writing is just amazing anyways. I wish I had her talent because I've loved every single one of her books. That's why there's 2 on this list, but to be honest with you, you could probably read like all of her books during this month because they all have some very spooky elements. A lot of them are very high fantasy, all around fantastic author. Sorry if my autofocus goes in and out. This is like one of the first times I'm filming with like my new camera and my new lens because I normally just only take photos, like I don't do video anymore. But we're gonna move on to Gallant. I don't know if that's actually how Gallant. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't fully know. But this book is creepy. It is all to do with like shadows and this really haunted manor, and it's just weird. Some really haunting dreams are occurring. Our main character is trying to piece together what is going on with this house and why she can't go through the gate in the garden, and it should never be opened is the one thing that she learns. This is definitely one of the ones that like kind of freaked me out with like the world and all of the shadows and the things coming out of dreams and nightmares, and just thinking about it I'm like, no, maybe not. Highly recommend for this spooky season. I feel like you kind of just need to go into this book like not really knowing a whole lot, and it's kind of like Stranger Things-esque. Let's move on to The Ravens, and this is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. This currently has 2 books out. I read both of them, really enjoyed both. They were both super fast reads. The one thing you really need to know is they're sorority witches. That's all you really need to know. Of course, there's some betrayal, there's some rituals, there's some fun dances, there's some new romances all set on a college campus because all of these witches are in a sorority, and we have our main character who's trying to figure out like where she fits in and what exactly her magic and everything is, because she's been kind of kept away from that her entire life. Okay, so I had to stop filming in the middle of this because my camera battery died, so I don't remember where I was at when I was talking about this book, but I really enjoyed it. It was super entertaining. Let's do a middle grade. This one is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexander Bracken. Alexander Bracken was super duper popular back in the day for writing The Darkest Minds. Also Passenger, I really enjoyed that duology too. And so she wrote The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding a few years back, and it's just this super cute Halloween middle grade about this boy whose family has a curse on it, and so this demon is like inhabiting his body. So there's witches, there's demons, there's literally possession. There's like this cute little bat cat on the back that I'm just obsessed with, and it was just super duper fun read. It was really funny and just more of a lighthearted take on like Halloween and like the ghost vibes, because this is a middle grade, so it's gonna read a lot easier, a lot faster. And don't let it like being a middle grade fool you. Like it still talks about like dark topics and whatnot, just like a lot of middle grades. I love Prosper and how he finds out that a demon is literally living inside of him. Freaks me out a bit to think about, but it was a super fun read. I really enjoyed it. Next is another lighthearted one. Actually, we're gonna end with a lighthearted. So we're gonna start with Very Bad People. This is by Kit Frick. So she also wrote I Killed Zoe Spanos, which highly recommend if you have not read that. I really, really love that book, and that would fit perfectly for these vibes, and it's just a whole murder mystery about who killed Zoe Spanos. But this one also I really enjoyed. It's Very Bad People. It's more of like a lighter toned than I Killed Zoe Spanos was, because this takes place at an academy. It's very, very similar to the Grimrose Girls. If you liked that book, you'll probably like this one. It's about this girl who goes to this academy for the first time and is trying to find out things about her mom, and she ends up joining this secret society, and it's all about like these politics while also trying to figure out what happened to her mom. It's very interesting. It's not really like a spooky book per se, but it's just like one of those books that's like fun to read during the fall time and like the spookier months. And secret societies always remind me of like dark academia, and I don't know why dark academia is just immediately associated with autumn, but here we are and it fits perfectly. So I would definitely pick this up if you have the chance, especially I Killed Zoe Spanos. I would say I Killed Zoe Spanos kind of fits with more of the spookier vibes, and this is more if you want to read something full of family secrets and mysteries and literally just like everyone is lying to each other. All right, two more. Another book like the Grimrose Girls. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's The Ivies. So this book is by Alex Doan. I am so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I read this book all in one sitting at the beach like 2 years ago, I think. It's basically, there's these girls called the Ivies, so they all get into Ivy Leagues. Turns out this one girl who got into Harvard the day before turns up dead just a few hours later. And it kind of turns out to feel like once you get an acceptance letter to the Ivy Leagues, like you end up dead. So it's a really, really quick short read that's gripping, and talking about like how competitive it can be to get into colleges. Because I went to a very competitive like high school. Like when you look back on it, we're all very competitive. So like after talking with like a lot of my friends from college about their high school experiences, I realized how different mine was. Not that anyone would kill anyone over getting an Ivy League letter. This is gonna be one of those quick reads that you could fit in like anytime during the month. And finally, the lighthearted one, it has to be Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and also Faith Erin Hicks. This is such a cute graphic novel. I love it. Look at the cover. Look how freaking cute they are. It is such an adorable graphic novel that takes place during a pumpkin patch. So these two are friends, but only seasonal friends. So they're only working at this pumpkin patch during the fall time and are only friends during that time. Obviously, things have to change this time around. So you get to follow them and their journey to becoming like better friends and realizing more about each other. And the art style is just so fun. I just really enjoyed this, and it's just one of those ones that you could read like every single autumn and just be happy about it. Oh my god, their author photos in a pumpkin patch. Stop. That is so cute. Those are all the recommendations I have for you. There's quite a lot. There's some for quite literally everyone, except for those who like horror, like Stephen King level horror. Not my vibe, and I apologize. Actually, I'm not going to apologize for that. So these are the ones that I currently recommend. There's also just like, there goes one. There's also just so many books that are just so good during this Halloween season, this autumn season that I've talked about many a time before. So you guys can go look at my past videos. I didn't really want to bring in books that I've talked an intense amount about, because there's definitely some that I just rave about, like Sadie by Courtney Summers, one of the best murder mystery thrillers. I Killed Zoe Spanos. I know I said I didn't like horror. There is one horror movie that I will watch, and that is called Freaky. It came out in 2020. It's about this girl who switches bodies with a serial killer. It's like a horror comedy. It's really funny. I really enjoyed it. I watched it at the drive-in for the first time when it came out. That is the only horror movie I will watch. The rest, I can't do. I can't do body gore. That it has intense body gore, I will say, but I look away. I can get behind the like horror comedies. I can't just do plain horror. It's just not my vibe. It freaks me out too much. So if you're looking for like TV shows, what is it called? It's based on a book series and it just got canceled. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It got canceled, so there's only one season unfortunately, but it's so good. Lockwood & Co. So good. I am so mad at Netflix for canceling that. Me and my roommate, obsessed. We've watched it like twice through. What else is there? Only Murders in the Building. A new season just came out. So good. I freaking love Martin Short and Selena Gomez and literally that entire cast. That entire cast is just so good. They investigate a new murder every season, so it's really entertaining, and some crazy stuff happened at this last season finale, so I'm very excited when the next season's coming. Also Loki. Loki just started up its second season. If you have not watched the first season, so good. I'm trying to think of more. Maybe I'll do like a whole video on that. Julie and the Phantoms. This is the season for Julie and the Phantoms. That's what I was gonna forget. Also canceled that show, but it's just so good. You got ghosts. it's literally a kids show, but it's like entertaining and it's fun. So I will not apologize for liking that show. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That is it for now. I will not bore you with more. If you guys want more recommendations, let me know. I am always happy to oblige. I got all of these books that I've quite literally read almost all of them, and if you want me to do a video on what books I haven't read, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching my like first sit down video back. Sorry if it was a little rough, but here we are. I really hope you enjoyed, and let me know what books you're reading for this spooky season. I would really like to know because I really want to get more on my TBR really fast. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.